Asia is home to more than 2,000 distinct ethnic groups, each with their own customs, rituals, and ways of life. But while some traditions are well known, others remain hidden gems, rich with meaning but rarely seen by outsiders. In today's video, we'll dive into 5 of the most fascinating tribal traditions in Asia that will leave you in awe. From teeth chiseling ceremonies to sky burials, this is a journey into the heart of ancient heritage. Before we dive in, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on more amazing content like this. And let us know in the comments which tradition surprised you the most. What if your idea of beauty meant enduring one of the most painful rituals on earth, with no anesthesia, no modern tools, just sheer will and centuries of tradition? Deep within the tropical rainforests of Siberut Island, off the western coast of Sumatra, lives the indigenous Mentawai tribe, often referred to as one of the oldest animist cultures in Indonesia. Among their many striking traditions, one stands out for both its visual intensity and symbolic depth: teeth chiseling. For Mentawai women, beauty is more than cosmetics, it is a spiritual alignment with nature, harmony, and ancestral wisdom. As a rite of passage into womanhood, young girls voluntarily undergo a painful procedure in which their teeth are filed into sharp, pointed shapes using nothing more than a chisel and wooden hammer. There's no anesthesia, no sterile tools, just skill, tradition, and incredible endurance. The ceremony is usually accompanied by chants, traditional body paint, and the presence of family members who watch as the transformation unfolds. But why do they do this? In Mentawai beliefs, the body is a direct reflection of the soul. To be physically unattractive is to risk spiritual imbalance. Sharpened teeth are considered elegant and vital for attracting a good partner. It's also believed to prevent misfortune and maintain a deep connection with the natural world. This tradition is slowly fading as modern influence creeps in, but in remote parts of Siberut, it still persists as a powerful expression of identity, resilience, and tribal pride. It is, in every sense, beauty redefined. What if your final resting place wasn't the ground, but the sky? In the windswept plateaus of Tibet, death is not an end, but a sacred offering. In the remote highlands of Tibet, where the air is thin and the mountains reach the heavens, a hauntingly beautiful ritual unfolds. One that starkly contrasts with most funeral practices around the world. It's called sky burial, or jader, which literally means giving alms to the birds. Practiced primarily by Tibetan Buddhists, sky burial is rooted in the profound belief in impermanence and reincarnation. According to their philosophy, the body is a mere vessel. Once the soul departs, the physical form holds no spiritual value. So instead of burying or cremating the deceased, families and monks offer the body to vultures, nature's sacred scavengers, as a final act of generosity. The ceremony is precise and solemn. Monks chant mantras, guiding the soul through the bardo, the transitional state between death and rebirth. A specialist known as a rogyapa, or body breaker, carefully dismembers the corpse with ritualistic tools. The vultures, seen as divine agents, descend swiftly, and if they consume the entire body, it is considered a blessing, signifying a pure soul. To outsiders, the ritual may appear grim or unsettling. But to Tibetans, it is a reflection of cosmic balance, humility, and respect for the cycle of life. It is a powerful reminder that nothing truly belongs to us, not even our bodies. Today, the practice continues in some of Tibet's most sacred landscapes, such as the Driging Til Monastery. In a world increasingly disconnected from death, sky burial invites us to reimagine mortality, not as a loss, but as a final, selfless gift to the earth. What if your identity, your beauty, and your cultural legacy were measured, literally, by the number of rings on your neck? In the misty hills along the border of Myanmar and northern Thailand, the Kayan people, also known as the Padang, carry a tradition that is as striking visually as it is culturally rich. Among Kayan women, beauty is symbolized not by skin tone or clothing, but by an elongated neck adorned with brass rings. Beginning around the age of 5, girls are fitted with their first coil, a single brass ring that wraps tightly around the base of the neck. As the years pass, more rings are added, and though it gives the illusion of a stretched neck, the reality is more complex. The weight of the rings gradually pushes down the collarbones and compresses the rib cage, creating a longer-looking neck, a feature that is deeply admired within the tribe. But this tradition is more than cosmetic. The neck rings are a mark of identity, distinguishing Kayan women from other ethnic groups. Some legends speak of the rings as protection against tiger attacks, while others link them to ancestral deities. For many women, continuing the tradition is an act of cultural preservation in a world that's quickly modernizing. In recent decades, tourism has brought increased visibility and controversy to the practice. Some critics argue it's exploitative, turning culture into a spectacle. But many Kayan women choose to wear the rings proudly, both to honor their roots and sustain their communities economically through cultural tourism. With every ring, a story is told, of strength, endurance, and quiet defiance against disappearing heritage. In a world obsessed with uniform standards of beauty, the Kayan women offer a powerful, graceful alternative. Would you pierce your skin, carry a towering burden, and walk barefoot for miles, just to fulfill a vow to a god? Every year, in cities like Batu Caves in Malaysia and Palani in Tamil Nadu, India, millions of devotees gather for one of the world's most intense religious festivals, Thaipusam. It's not just a celebration, it's a spiritual test of endurance, faith, and sacrifice. At the heart of Thaipusam lies the act of carrying a kavadi, a ceremonial structure, often towering above the devotee's head and decorated with feathers, flowers, and sacred symbols. But it's not just the size that amazes. Many devotees pierce their cheeks, tongues, or even backs with long skewers and hooks, some of which are attached to the kavadi itself, pulling it along with each step. Why do they do this? Most participants have taken a vow to Lord Murugan, the Hindu god of war, as an expression of gratitude, penance, or devotion. They believe that by undergoing pain with focus and purity, they transcend their physical limitations and ego. Some enter a trance-like state, chanting and dancing, seemingly immune to the suffering. The preparations are equally demanding. Devotees often fast for 48 days, following a strict vegetarian diet and engaging in prayer and celibacy to purify the body and mind before the event. The entire procession becomes a dramatic blend of color, noise, pain, and spiritual ecstasy. While Thaipusam may appear extreme, it represents a deeply personal relationship between devotee and deity, a sacred promise fulfilled through suffering. And for those who carry the kavadi, the pain fades, but the spiritual fulfillment lingers for a lifetime. In one remote part of Indonesia, the dead don't disappear. They come home, join family meals, and are dressed and cared for, years after they've died. Deep in the mountains of South Sulawesi, the Toraja people practice one of the world's most fascinating and elaborate funeral traditions, a culture where death is not the end, but merely the beginning of a long farewell. For the Torajans, death is not something to be rushed. In fact, many families keep the body of their loved one in their home for months, sometimes years, treating them as sick or asleep rather than dead. During this time, the deceased is offered food, water, and conversation. This allows the family to save money and prepare for a massive funeral celebration known as Rambu Solo, a ceremony that can last up to a week and involves buffalo sacrifices, traditional dance, and communal feasting. But the ritual doesn't stop there. Every few years, the Torajans celebrate Maning, or the ceremony of cleaning corpses. Families return to ancestral burial sites, exhume the preserved bodies of their relatives, clean and redress them in new clothes, and parade them around the village. Far from being morbid, this is a joyous reunion, a way to show love, respect, and continued connection to the departed. To outsiders, these customs may seem eerie. But to the Torajans, death is simply another chapter in the family story. Their belief in the journey of the soul, ancestral reverence, and cyclical life view is deeply woven into every layer of their society. Through these remarkable rites, the Torajans remind us that grief can coexist with celebration, and that love for family transcends even the grave. Wow, what an incredible journey through Asia's most unique tribal traditions. Which one surprised you the most? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button, and if you want to explore more hidden cultures and amazing stories from around the world, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next adventure.